Hi everybody, good afternoon from Houston. This is Eric Cohn from SnapStream. We are going to go over what's new in 8.1 today during today's webinar and training. Before I get into the features of 8.1, I do want to mention that again, everything I'm going to be showing you today for the most part is part of our newest software release, SnapStream 8.1. If you haven't yet upgraded your system to the newest release version, you can easily do that. I know many of you have done it before in the past, just by going to snapstream.com/upgrade. I'm going to actually send that out in the chat window right now. And now you should have it. You can click right on it, choose a time, and schedule that upgrade. It's a pretty simple process, as many of you know. We will access your SnapStream system, upgrade the software. You only need to schedule about a half an hour to an hour's worth of downtime on recordings to make sure that you have enough to get that upgrade scheduled. With that, before we get into everything here today, I also wanted to ask a really quick poll question, just to kind of get an idea of what the experience level is with the people on this call today, of what your experience level with the SnapStream software is. So if you wouldn't mind humoring me here for a minute, answering this poll question I'm about to send out, just so I can get a sense of the experience level of the people on the call. Give you a couple more seconds there to answer. Great. So it looks about the vast majority, about 85% of you say you have some experience. We have some expert level users here as well. About 10% say you're expert level. We're going to go over some new features that I think everybody here is going to have some great use for. Before, again, we get started, if you have any questions at all, we do have that chat window available where our support team is standing by to answer any chat questions you have, as well as any questions in the question window of the GoToWebinar application. Please feel free to ask any questions during the webinar. We're going to stay on here for as long as you have questions and make sure to answer any questions you have, whether it's regarding 8.1 specifically or just the software in general. I'm going to go ahead and before we get into 8.1, we're going to talk about some of these big changes that we made in our 8.0 version, which is our previous version of the software that we just released about 3 months ago. The really exciting thing is we're actually pushing towards H.264 recording for most of our end users. The reasons for that, first of all, that we can bring back Chrome. Not only Chrome, we can really use any browser or any OS to be able to view that content. Not only is it going to be able to play back in those browsers and in those OS, but you also it is going to be able to be played back in HTML5 without a plugin. So we're really excited about that because it was such a pain point for us in the past, the plugin, having to make sure that all your end users have that plugin installed in their computer. Now if you're recording in H.264, you can play back in any browser without any plugin necessary. So we're really excited about that. The other thing that's really that we're also excited about is our automatic MP4 conversion. This is replacing the vast majority of you who are using a clip transcode workflow. It would take time, it would take processor power to actually get those MP4s available from your MPEG-2 recordings. Now we have the capability, if you're recording in H.264, to do a quick rewrap. Takes a couple of seconds, and then you have your MP4 available to download. I'm really excited about this. I know that for the vast majority of you, you are doing a clip transcode workflow of some sort, and this is hopefully going to make your life a little bit easier, make things a little bit quicker for you. So that rewrap is really great. It also is, it helps for maximum compatibility with video editors like Avid and Premiere, as well as social sites like Pinterest and Instagram and Tumblr and so on. So again, very excited about that. And then finally, we do have frame accurate clipping for H.264 MP4s. It allows for higher precision as well as it says, accurate to frame start and end points that you're making inside your SnapStream software. It's making things just a lot tighter from our previous releases, where you'd be give or take a second or two from where your start and end points are to really frame accurate clipping inside MP4s and H.264 transport streams. Also, with SnapStream 8.0, we added the ability to allow certain users to have a more extensive library, to actually set up lineup-based permissions. So if, for instance, you want to make sure that people on your team are maybe not watching ESPN, or maybe that only certain people can see certain channels, have access to them, you can actually, for the first time, set up lineup-based permissions with your SnapStream. Make sure that the people who need to see those channels see them, and the people who don't need to see those channels don't have access to them. So again, that's the things we're really excited about from our previous release, from SnapStream 8.0. Now we're going to go ahead and jump into SnapStream 8.1, our brand new release that we're very, very thrilled about. Some of these new features that really come from our customers asking for these features, and us figuring out ways to make their lives a little bit easier, or to make your workflow easier. Now with 8.1, we did bring back live TV. For those of you who are watching very closely, you'll notice on 8.0 that live TV button disappeared. It is back. So you've always been able to watch a recording in progress, but now we've added the ability to channel surf and watch a TV channel live all day. It makes sure that it deals with your priorities between recordings and live TVs are much less likely to conflict. And we've added the ability to change the channels from your live TV view with the handy drop-down menu. So you can feasibly watch something all day long. The metadata is going to update along with whatever your show that's currently airing. So you can have the opportunity to watch those channels all day long. Don't have to click in between individual and different recordings. If you have any questions about anything I'm showing you, again, you can ask it in the questions field or in the chat window of the GoToWebinar application. Again, return of live TV with SnapStream 8.1. Now we also have really improved the YouTube integration with this release, so that people can quickly share TV clips and recordings to their YouTube accounts with the click of a button. You'll notice now in 8.1 that there's a YouTube button right alongside your Facebook and Twitter. YouTube's been in the software for a while, but we're now making sure that it's forefront there, same as the other social networks that we deal with, where you can post content to that social network very, very quickly. Not only that, you can access your posted and queued and social and scheduled YouTube videos from the social dashboard, as well as get the analytics in the same way that you've been able to for Facebook and Twitter. We're really thrilled to be able to offer the same analytics for YouTube, as well as that we already offer for Facebook and for Twitter inside SnapStream. The other thing on the social end of the SnapStream software that's been updated in 8.1 is that we've given brand new social admin permissions so that you can quickly share. Same text, excuse me, but it allows you to actually manage all of your social admin permissions. So you have a full holistic view of all the social posts that are happening on your Twitter, on Facebook, and on YouTube. If you're an admin of the system, you have the capability to see all the posts that are happening from your system, not only the ones that you have access to, but actually any post. So it's a great way to give the social editor or the person who's in charge of social access to see what everybody on the SnapStream system have been posting to Twitter, have been posting to Facebook, and have been posting to YouTube. So that's, again, the social admin permissions. In a minute, we'll dive into the software and take a look at how those actually look inside the software. Something that's going to be huge for a lot of you on the call is that we've done a lot of back-end performance improvements to make sure that the system is, no pun intended, as snappy as possible, that we can get pages loaded quicker than ever. You can see some numbers here showing the load times on our recording pages, on our scheduler. you're going to notice that the system's working a lot quicker and pages are loading a lot faster. The biggest the users who are going to notice this the most, especially, are people with large clusters who have tons of recordings, lots of recordings. The pages are going to actually access much quicker than they currently are previous to 8.1. They've actually since they set up 8.1 on our demo server here in the office, it's been incredibly quick. Really impressive to see all the back-end performance improvements that have been made to the software. Again, if you guys have any questions at all, we have a few questions coming in I see that are being answered about some of the features that we've talked about thus far. Please feel free to ask any questions you have in the chat or the questions window of the SnapStream, of the GoToWebinar application. Now, something we touched on briefly in our previous webinar, but something I definitely want to bring up again today, is that we've added a brand new option for SnapStream, which is our SnapStream TV set-top box. Now, this works hand in hand with the server that you have on your network to be able to play content back to a television, whether it be in a classroom or an office or a conference room, whatever it might be. You can not only watch live TV, but you can also watch any recordings that are on your SnapStream, essentially anywhere you can hook up an HDMI cable to. So this is very exciting for us, especially for things like, as it says, for conference rooms, for classrooms. I think this is phenomenal for writers' rooms who want to be able to review content before you write about it or what have you. You can actually watch any content that's on your SnapStream anywhere you hook this up, as long as it's on the same network. Again, this is our SnapStream TV set-top box. If you have any questions about how that set-top box works, about how it connects, please bring it now. I actually do have a question that just came in about how the set-top box connects to a TV. It's very simple. It connects via HDMI, and you can connect it to any HDMI television that has HDMI input. It just connects, as well as HDMI, you connect your Ethernet cable to it to connect to your network. And again, you can play back any content that's on your SnapStream server on any TV that you've connected it to. Thank you for that question. So with that, we're going to go ahead and dive into the actual software and take a look at some of these features. I am going to post that link again for those of you who arrived a little late. If you want to update your system, you can go to snapstream.com/upgrade and schedule a time to upgrade your SnapStream software to 8.1. It's a very easy process, and I know a lot of you have done it before. So very straightforward. We're going to go ahead and dive into the software here and take a look, first of all, at how clipping has changed with that option to auto remux to MP4. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this recording. We'll go to Let's Make a Deal and make a quick clip. Again, all I do is I make a start point, I make an end point as I normally do, and I'll make a 30-second clip here. When I clip it out the same way as I always do, I can say this is my deal clip here. I can clip it out. I can also tag it, and then when I clip it out, it's going to be the same as always, except for one final step, which is my auto remux to MP4. So you can see it's clipping the same way the software always clips, but that as soon as it's done, it's actually going to do a remux to MP4. It takes just a couple of seconds. Now, again, it's going to be much quicker than your SnapStream workflow into encoding workflow that most of you have used to get to MP4. From there, I can just go into my clip library. This should finish in just a moment, and I can see that clip just finished. You can see that clip is already in H.264 MP4, which I can then download right to my desktop and have that MP4 ready to go for whatever I want to do with it at that point. It's a very quick process, taking a lot of that encoding workflows and giving us the option to actually do that auto remux to MP4. So again, it saves you a lot of time, saves you a lot of effort and you can have that MP4 available very quickly for you. The other thing that I was showing you just a little while ago is that we have the capability to post directly to YouTube from SnapStream. If I went into one of these recordings and I wanted to push this clip to YouTube, I can make a start point, make an end point, and hit that YouTube button. If I've set it up, which I haven't yet set it up on this account, I could push it directly to YouTube. I also have the capability here on the back end, as I was showing you, to see those posts that have gone to YouTube, the queued posts, queue content up, as well as see any analytics on the back end for those posts that I'm making directly to YouTube. Now, if you have any questions, again, about YouTube integration, about the auto remux option that I showed you, you can ask it right now in the questions window of the GoToWebinar application. Now, live TV, again, we're really excited that's back in the software. To go into live television, all I do is either click or right-click on the show or on the channel that I want to watch live, and I can hit Watch Live TV. It's going to go directly into live television, where I can then watch that show all day. It's going to update all this metadata as the show changes, and I can watch live or even scrub back if I need to the show to the channel that I'm looking at. If I wanted to change channels, it's easy as using my drop-down option here and choose the channel that I want to watch. If I want to watch CBS, I can click CBS, and it's going to go right to CBS, where I can then continue to watch the channel that I'm looking at. Especially for studio feeds, for monitoring specific channels. If some of you on this call work for specific channels, if you want to be able to watch that channel all day long, this live TV option is perfect. And again, while it does take a tuner to watch that live TV, there's a significant upgrade to the way that we handled those tuners in the past, and there's very little chance you're going to run into issues with the way that the tuners are chosen. So it's going to work really, really great for you. Again, that's live TV, the live TV functionality of the SnapStream software. Now we'll jump into the back end here and go ahead and take a look at our permissions. I can come into my user permissions as well as my group permissions. And from here I can actually take a look at the individual permissions that each user has. Most of you are going to be familiar with this, those of you who are on the call are going to be familiar with the user permissions that we have access to here. But the brand new ones that we've added are manage tweets, manage Facebook posts, and manage YouTube permissions, manage YouTube uploads. So I have the capability to get again, holistic view of all the posts that are happening on my SnapStream software. If I want to see any post that anybody has created on the software, I can say manage tweets, manage Facebook posts, or manage YouTube uploads, and I can have a really, really good understanding of the way that our end users are using the software. That's everything that I wanted to go over with you today. I appreciate you being on the call. We've had a few more questions coming in. We're going to stay on the call for as long as we need to make sure we answer any questions. I'm going to again ask that you go to snapstream.com/upgrade and choose a time to upgrade to SnapStream 8.1. Again, we're really, really excited about this release, about the features that have been added, and it's really our best release yet. So please feel free to schedule that upgrade. Ask any questions that you have. We'll be standing by for as long as you have them. Thanks again for being on the call. You can also reach me, just at Eric, E-R-I-C, at snapstream.com with any questions that you have. Or if you want to schedule a training session, you can reach out to me directly to do that. Thank you so much, and have a great afternoon.